Welcome back to the 30-day Yoga Strength Challenge. This is day 7, and we are back to working on our wrists. So let's warm them up, shall we? Bring your hands together, interlace them, make a ball, and make some twists, some circles with your wrists. And see if you can switch directions. That part never makes any sense to me with this particular movement. And then shake out your wrists. And bring your hands to the ground out in front of you. But turn your hands around so your fingers face your knees. You can do this from tabletop. You can do it from the way that I'm sitting, Virasana. And then lift your palms of your hands up off of the ground. So you're just stretching your fingers. And then release your hands. Shake them out one more time. And we're good to go. So let's come onto tabletop, into tabletop here. Begin to move through some cat-cows. Drop your belly, lift your chest. Inhale. Exhale, round the spine. Keep going, and you can go at whatever pace you want. Now, next time you come into cow, stay there. Shift forward and lower down for knees, chest, chin. Same position as cow. Come all the way down to the ground. And take your arms straight back behind you. Lift your chest up. And reach your arms straight out in front of you. And take your arms into cactus. Squeeze your shoulder blades back. Press your tailbone towards your heels. And reach your arms straight forward again. Inhale. Exhale, cactus. Inhale, arms forward. Exhale, cactus. Keep your gaze down at the front of your mat. Inhale, forward. One more time. Exhale, cactus. Take your arms straight back behind you. Lift your legs up also. We're in full locust. Then place your hands underneath your shoulders and lift up for cobra. Inhale. Child's pose on your exhale. Sit all the way back. That was kind of a strong start. Let your forehead rest to the ground. Take a full breath in and breath out. Breathe in through your nose. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Make your way back into tabletop. Plant down through your left hand and reach your right arm up. Inhale. Exhale. Weave your right arm through to the left. Walk your left hand forward. Option to extend your left leg back. Keep the toes tucked, but lift and the foot down, but lift the knee. And set your knee down, plant your left hand, and sweep your right arm all the way up. Bring your right hand down to the ground. Lift your left arm up. Inhale. Exhale, weave your left arm through to the right. Walk your right hand forward. Option to extend your right leg back. Big belly breaths. Set the knee down if it's extended. Plant the right hand. Lift your left arm all the way up. Inhale. Exhale, put your left hand down and walk your hands forward for puppy pose. Stay on your fingertips. And you can either put your chin or your forehead on the ground for 3 breaths. Make your way back into table, then round your spine for cat. I always love doing cat after doing puppy. Drop your belly, come back into neutral, tuck your toes, and lift your knees and hips off of the ground. Shake out your head. And then bring your feet together and lift your right leg up. And step your right foot outside of your right hand. Take a moment to shift front to back. Just warming up the hips. And set your back knee down on the ground. Put your right hand inside of your right thigh and just gently push your right knee away from you and untuck your back toes. If you can't tell by now, I'm a big fan of lizard. Bring your hands back down to the ground. Tuck your back toes and lift your back knee. And bring your right knee to your right elbow or your right shoulder and lift your foot up off the ground. Now come into wild thing. Roll over on the left side body, right toes behind you. Lift your hips. Lift your right arm straight up. Come into a side plank with your right knee lifted. Just for a second. Or 5, 4, 3, 2. Step outside of your right hand for lizard again. So step your right foot all the way to the front of the mat. I guess where your right hand would be, but anyways, put your right hand down to the ground, Walk your hands over to the left side. Take your legs wide, heels out, toes in, lengthen, and fold forward. Make 2 shelves with your arms. So walk your hands back a little bit. Bend your elbows like chaturanga. Press into the outer edges of both feet. And anchor and lift your tailbone to the sky. Feel how your glutes are engaged. And then lift up halfway. Walk your hands to the front of the mat. Low lunge. Put your back knee down and sweep your arms up. Hook your thumbs together and pull your hands apart from each other. Back bend. Then bring your hands back down to the ground. Lift your back knee. Plant the hands. Step back to a one-legged plank. Come up onto your left fingertips and reach your left arm forward. Hold, hold, hold. Plank. Lower all the way down to the ground. Take your arms out wide. Stay on your fingertips. And roll over the right shoulder so the left toes come behind you. Then come back down onto your belly. And roll over the left shoulder, right toes go back behind you on the ground. Just a brief shoulder stretch and a twist for the spine. Come back to your belly. Plant your hands. Tuck your toes. We're coming up into a plank. So firm up your thighs, lift your knees off the ground, and squeeze everything as you rise on up. Downward facing dog. Let's move through that whole journey on the left side. Lift your left leg up. Step your foot outside of your left hand. Take a moment to move forwards and backwards. And set the back knee down onto the ground. Untuck your back toes. Put your left hand inside of your left thigh and push it away from you. Push down into the top of the back foot. Roll the left shoulder back. Squeeze your shoulder blades towards each other so you have a back bend here. And bring your left hand back down to the ground. Tuck your back toes. Lift your back knee. Bring your left knee up to your left upper arm by lifting the foot up. Hold. Now we'll roll over the right side body to come into a wild thing. Lift the left arm up. Lift the left leg up. And step your left foot back into lizard, all the way to the outer front left side of the mat. Wonderful. Put the hands down to the ground. Walk your hands all the way to the right side. Straighten both legs. Heels out, toes in, pigeon-toed. Inhale. Exhale, fold, grab onto your outer ankles. You're really folding at the waist. 2 more breaths. Place your hands under you. Lift up halfway. Walk your hands to the front of the mat for low lunge. Set the back knee down. Untuck the toes and reach your arms up. Hook your thumbs over each other. Spread your hands apart. Spread your shoulders apart and back bend. Press your right foot down into the ground. And release your hands down to the ground. Tuck your toes. Lift your back knee. Plant your hands. Step back to one-legged plank. Come up onto your right fingertips and reach your right arm forward. Hold for 3, 2, 1. Plank. Downward facing dog. Breath in. Open mouth, exhale, let it go. Make your way to the front of the mat. So a couple steps or hop if you're feeling it. Lift up halfway, inhale. Exhale, fold, grab the backs of your ankles. Take a couple breaths here. Maybe you even tuck your elbows behind your knees. And then bring your hands down to the ground. Stand all the way up. Reach the arms up. Interlace your hands and make Kali Mudra so thumbs and index fingers come together. Lift up and take a side bend to the right. Rise back up to center. Inhale. Exhale, side bend left. Rise back up to center. Release your arms down by your sides. Roll your shoulders a couple times, going backwards, up and back. 2 more times. And reach your arms up again to the sky. Inhale. Exhale, fold forward. Plant your hands. Lift your heels up and bring your knees into your upper arms. You're setting up for crow, so squeeze your knees into your upper arms. You don't have to fly, but I want you to at least stay here. And then if you're flying, look forward. Shift forward, try to lift your feet up off the ground, or at least one at a time. Hug your heels up to your glutes. And if you want to hop back to chaturanga, go for it. Otherwise, we'll meet in down dog, however way you'd like to go there. Set your knees down on the ground. Sit back on your heels, toes pose. Interlace your hands behind your back. Squeeze your shoulders together as you lean back into a back bend. Then bring your head to the ground. Keep your hands interlaced. And you'll roll onto the top of your head. And your arms will go all the way up and over. Rabbit pose. Untuck your toes. Sit back on your heels as you rise all the way back up. And release your arms. Let your hands rest on your thighs. Close your eyes for a moment. And breathe. Just notice the quality of your energy, the quality of your breath. Bring your hands to the ground. Come into tabletop. And take your right leg straight back behind you. Knit your ribs in. Reach your left arm forward. Bend your right knee. Reach your left arm around and grab onto your foot. Kick your foot up into your hand. And we extend the arm and leg. Inhale. Exhale, hand and knee come back down. Extend your left leg back. Knit the ribs in. Draw your right hip back. Reach your right arm forward. Bend your left knee. Reach your right arm around. Grab onto the foot and kick back. Let's re-extend the arm and leg back out. Get long and bring your hand and knee down. We'll come into a seat. So we'll do double pigeon today, and I'll show you a modification if double pigeon doesn't work for your body. We'll stack the legs on top of each other to make two, some people call this fire log pose, like two logs. Flex the feet. So if you're like this and it feels really tight and uncomfortable, all you're gonna do, it's really simple, take your front foot, take it forward in front of your knee, and you're basically sitting in crisscross position, Sukhasana, but your legs aren't super tight in, they're like one's in front of the other. All right, then wherever you are, you can stay if that feels like a big stretch, or you can come on forward, put your forearms down, put your hands down, and go to wherever you need to feel good here. Start to rise back up. And we'll simply switch the cross of our legs. Other leg on top. Same thing, you can, and the sides might be different, so you might do double pigeon here and not on the other, so it just depends. So if you need a little less, take your front foot forward and sit tall wherever you are. And start to make your way a little bit forward if you want. Maybe your forearms go all the way down. Make your way up. Ah, it feels good in the hips, doesn't it? Take your legs out in front of you. Shake them out a little bit. And sit tall and flex the feet, slightly bend the knees, reach your arms forward. Paschimottanasana. Hold on to the outer edges of the feet. Lengthen, fold. It's up to you whether you straighten or your knees or have them slightly bent. What's going to serve you best? What gives you a sense of ease the most in this pose? We'll take about 3 breaths here. Slowly rise up. Lay down onto your back. Hug your knees into your chest. And release your legs all the way down. We're doing a brief Shavasana today. Close your eyes. Slide your shoulder blades towards each other underneath your back. Let go. Begin to bring movement back into your body through the fingers and toes. Hug the knees back into the chest. Rock up to a seat. Bring your palms together at your heart. Let's bow in gratitude for this practice.